A lot of times I find myself trying to go ahead of God. I don't want to be 40 years in the wilderness. Woman of God daily affirmations. I am anointed for a divine purpose. We're all waiting on something. It literally hit me hard the other day that I'm turning 25 this year. Like, what? I don't know what it is, but I feel like 25 is one of those milestone years that is just like, wow, like I'm really getting older. I ain't old, I still would say I'm pretty young, but it's just one of those ages that's like, wow, I'm really starting to get up there, auntie, for real. And I must say, there are a lot of things that I was able to accomplish that I didn't think I would have accomplished this soon in life, and one of those things being getting married. But it's in God's hands.
What's the type of husband?
My type of husband is God-fearing. He is a dreamer, a thinker. He is intelligent, a lover. He's all that in the bag of chips. I literally remember having a list of things that I wanted in a husband, and I didn't think that it would happen as soon as it did. But by the grace of God, here I am now, married to the love of my life, having been moved to a whole new state, a state that I never even thought I would live in, and we love it here. But I have to say, there are some things that I really still do want to accomplish, and if I'm being honest, sometimes being patient is very hard. I find myself stuck between trying to be content and grateful with what I have already accomplished and where I'm at in life, and also wanting more and learning to still diligently work towards what I want in life, but also learning to wait gracefully and without anxiety. A lot of times I find myself trying to go ahead of God. I may feel like something isn't happening as soon as I feel like it should happen, and I may make an impulsive decision, and that decision may take me back. And I have this thing where I always say, I don't want to be 40 years in the wilderness. And that's so true. Like, I really don't. I want to ace whatever test God sends my way the first time, And unfortunately, it don't always happen that way. Sometimes we may not learn what it is that God is trying to teach us the first time around, and He may very well have to bring that test right back around. But I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just being honest. I want to pass the test the first time around. But I think we've all been there to where we've compared our lives to someone else's, whether that was one of our peers or even someone who we don't even know on social media. It's very easy to get caught up in that and to start feeling like you're behind in life. I think in your 20s, it's just a very pivotal time in life. I mean, really any decade in any age group. But I just feel like life in your 20s, it really sets the tone for your 30s, 40s, 50s, etc. And it's a time where I think a lot of people learn a lot of trial and error, and you get to learn what you don't want to continue going forward. It's that first decade where you're out of your teens, you're really starting to grow up, you're really starting to learn who you are. Essentially, you're starting to really become. But I see my 20s really as the foundation to life. It's a season where I'm forever learning, forever growing. Not to say that I won't learn and grow in ages to come if God gives me those ages to live, but I just think these years of my life are so pivotal, and that's why I am passionate about documenting it, not just for myself, but also to show other people what it's like to become, what it's like to grow, what it's like to just constantly elevate in life. I think there's always room for improvement, no matter what age you are. But these years, honey, they're very pivotal. If you know, you know. So I think that God has really been teaching me that it's not that He doesn't want to bless me. In fact, His word tells us He wants to bless us. He has good plans for us, good thoughts for us, thoughts of good and not of evil. But I think that God is more focused on our character development. He's more focused on who we're going to be when we get these things. He doesn't want us to change. He doesn't want our hearts to become impure. So really, you could say that God is preparing us for the blessing. It's not that He's trying to keep it away from you because He's this mean person. No, He wants good for you, but He wants to make sure that we're ready for it. I was saying, I think in 2 episodes ago, yeah, I want what I want, but I don't want it prematurely, because a lot of times we think we know what's best for us, and we may get that thing that we pray for and we start complaining about it. See, that's what I don't want. So I'm learning to be content with where I'm at. And yes, that's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. I do my best to emphasize the importance of taking care of ourselves. And if we're going to become her with God, that means we got to take care of our minds, spirits, and our bodies. So with that being said, let's get to this workout. Contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming or even working hard. It means you stop striving from anxiety.
Let's go. Can you feel it?
You want to know something that I've realized? We're all waiting on something. Like, I know a couple who they were literally praying to God for a child for a long time. I'm really not sure how long exactly, but I know it was for quite a while. And there's someone who a lot of people look up to. And from what it seemed, they appeared to be very well off financially, but they were really praying for a long time for that child. And it wasn't until recently that prayer was answered. And it really got me thinking, man, it's some people who they may have the finances, but they don't have the children. Some people may have the children, but they may not have that partner who is really going to love them unconditionally. They may be single, trying to find love. Some people may have the love and the children, but they're waiting for the finances. And I just realized that we're all waiting on something. But I think more important than the actual result is what's built in us while we're in the waiting season. I think it's about the character development, the fruits of the spirit, such as peace, love, joy, long suffering. I think it's all of those things that God cares about more than he wants us to just simply have a thing. Like, yeah, he wants us to have blessings, but more importantly than that, I think that God cares about the people that we become in the waiting season. So I think it's important that we learn to wait well, that we learn to develop the lessons that God is trying to teach us, because you don't want to get anything in life and then have it ruin you. Like the Bible says, what would it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? At that point, it would be counterproductive, counterintuitive for God to give us those things if we're not yet ready for it. So I would love to know down below in the comment section, what's something that God is teaching you in the waiting? What is up, beautiful people? I really hope that y'all could hear me well. This is a new mic my husband got me. Shout out to my hubby. So I have no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully the audio is clear. But I just wanted to come out here and talk to y'all about something that I'm really trying to get into, which is reading affirmations. So I wanted to just read y'all these affirmations that I found on Pinterest. I love Pinterest, y'all. Shout out to Pinterest. Let me get close and show y'all. Hopefully y'all can see that. So it says Woman of God Daily Affirmations. And I'm just going to read y'all the affirmations and yeah, just get into the vibes. So it says, I am anointed for a divine purpose. According to 1 Peter 2:9, I am chosen and appointed to bear fruit. According to John 15:16, I walk confidently in my calling. According to Ephesians 4:1, God's Spirit empowers my every step. According to Zechariah 4:6, I fulfill my destiny with excellence. According to Philippians 1:6. I think that affirmations are so important because they remind us of really who we are. I think it really helps develop confidence, and I think it really just helps us with remembering the authority that God has given us. I believe there is power in the tongue. It's power in what we speak. I myself, I'm guilty of not being the best at speaking life, but I think through practicing affirmations on a consistent basis, it'll help me to have better habits and practice just speaking over my life better. Because at the end of the day, we have dominion, power, and authority. So what we say really does matter. But it's a kid on the balcony, they kind of loud. So I'm about to wrap this video up, but I really hope that I said something that was insightful, something that really spoke to your spirit. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in to the series. And I really look forward to just developing this community, growing this community. I look forward to learning more about you guys. Feel free to interact with your girl in the comments, and it's up from here, y'all. I'm still becoming, and again, I said this in a few episodes ago, I'm probably never going to feel like I've arrived, but I'm okay with the constant grind. I'm okay with the constant steps towards just getting better. That's really what I want this series to do. I want it to inspire you to get better. I want to get better myself, and if I'm inspiring you to do that, then I've done what I've set out to do. But feel free to give this video a like if you got something from it. Subscribe if you want to keep getting more content like this. I love y'all. Jesus Christ loves y'all. And I will see y'all in episode 9 of Becoming Her with God. All right, y'all. I'm out.
Talking with God in the early morning. What is your plan for me today?
Yeah.
Walk it today.